Hi folks, we're just having a little tinker about today. We're looking at Jimmy's car, or van rather, to find out what he's got a little bit of a clunking again on this side. We've changed the shock absorber and everything on this side, so we'll see in a minute. Right, we've jacked it up and I've actually felt the wheel and I've got it up in the air now, and there doesn't appear to be any play from top to bottom, and there's no play from side to side. And moving the actual shock about, it feels solid enough, but I just want to check whether or not this top nut is done up, because that looked a bit off centre to me. And this is what we found. So these are nylock nuts. This was a new one we put on, don't forget. But to me that thread looks level to the top of the nut, and I think there should be a bit more showing through than that. So I'll come over to this side, and this one, as you know, has got the plastic dust cap on, which should keep out rust and corrosion, because the one that side over there, if you remember rightly, didn't have any cap on. But even though this one has got the cap on, let's take it off and show you. That's what we've just found underneath, which is, again, masses of corrosion in there, as you can see, look. So there's a very good chance that this shock could go the same way as the other very, very shortly, and ideally that would need changing over as well. But one thing I have seen is that the thread, although you probably can't see it, there's probably about 4 threads sticking up through the top of the nut. So I'm assuming that either the nut has come loose or I forgot to tighten it up. I'm sure I did tighten it up, but all we're going to do is put the socket on there and hold back with the Allen key, which is there. So we're going to do that now. Right, now the main problem is, if you've got a normal toolkit, is getting down to that socket and holding back the centre spindle. What I've had to do, I couldn't have tightened it up fully, that's what I'm saying, because I've just had to do this. I've got a 19mm socket, and it's a long reach socket, as you can probably see, and I've had to drill the centre out, the hole that's in the middle there, and I've also had to put a couple of flats on it like that so I can hold it with a wrench or whatever, and that way the 6mm Allen key goes down the middle like that. So basically what you have to do is drop the socket onto the nut, put the 6mm through the middle there, and that holds the centre spindle. So you need a way of holding the centre spindle. I've just got a pair of mole grips here to do this. Just makes life a bit easier. That can go in there like that. And then this nut here, you're able to tighten up. So as you can see, I'm getting turns on it, so it probably isn't done up fully, which is causing a little bit of clonking. There we go, so I can hold that like that and get my socket on there like that. And now, again, there's not much blinking springing room here. There's probably a special tool to do this, special Vauxhall tool. Right, okay, there we go. And I don't know whether you can see on that now, we've probably got about 4 threads sticking out through the top there, which is exactly as it should be, and that's now tight, that nut. So that was the problem, I never tightened the nut up. Right, so that's that done now. Just to show you that you do need probably a special tool or socket to get into there. Something like a 19mm socket like you get for spark plugs, that sort of thing would probably be okay. I didn't have one of them, obviously, and I've had to adapt a 19mm socket there, as you can probably see, just by flattening off 2 sides and drilling the centre out so that it will accept a 6mm Allen key, and that basically is our special tool for tightening up the top suspension struts on a Vauxhall. There you go. Can't really start the car up now because it's still got a flat battery. I've just put that on charge, but we know it's going to be all right now anyway. So that was obviously the problem with the clonking. I can now put this back on the floor, and we're going to find something else to do. See you in a minute. Right, let's do a little bit of repair work on this web lawnmower. This has got the this is the outer case there, as you can probably see. Gary sandblasted it, but it's got all these dents around the edge there. Now, I mean, I could spend time panel beating them out, but basically all I'm going to do is fill over them. I haven't got the... really, for this sort of dent, you need a sandbag or some sort of cushion bag to put on there, and you need the right shape hammers to get in there. I haven't got all them. Jimmy's got them down the unit, so I'm just making sure that as I'm going around here, nothing's actually proud, which it doesn't appear to be. And all I'm going to do is mix up this filler, which is a thermal putty, and this stuff you can heat up. Oh, I can't see that. I have to wear that. But you've got 3 different curing times. One is 80 to 120 minutes at 60 degrees C, or you can do 40 to 50 minutes at 120 degrees C, or 20 to 30 minutes at 160 degrees C. So I'll just whack it up to 160 degrees C once I've filled this in the powder coating oven, and then that will cure it, and then we're able to powder coat over it. This can take the heat of powder coating, you see, so that's why normal body filler wouldn't do in this case. So let's put this on here. Get this tin out. This is quite expensive, this stuff as well, I think, if I remember rightly. And it's not English. I couldn't find the English equivalent. And this is a 4-to-1 mix. In other words, 4 parts of the actual filler to 1 part of the hardener, which they supply. And it's quite liquid, as you can probably see, look. So I'm going to get a bit out like that. It's a bit of a guesstimate, to be honest with you. So I've got to put 1 part 4-to-1. So work that out in a bit of a guesstimate, I'm afraid. Maybe there, I'm going to suggest. So let's work that in pretty quickly. It's funny because normally when they supply you with fillers and hardeners, they put them in 2 separate different colours so you can see them mixed together. This is all one colour. The hardener's the same colour as the filler itself, so you've got to be pretty thorough with your mixing. And once you've done that, because I'm unsure of my specific mix, I'm going to work this up pretty quickly and fill pretty quickly along where I need to. So let's get some on there. And I can assure you this stuff goes literally rock hard. Right, if I have to touch that up again I will, but you can't do everything in the first coat normally with body filler or any type of surface filler, so we'll let that go off. We'll put that in the powder coating oven just hanging up, and that should cure in about half an hour, and then we'll leave it to cool down and we'll get on with something else. So I'll see you in a minute. This is what I was talking about to you the other day in one of my previous videos about making my own sandblasting cabinet internal screens. Now, as I say, you can buy these, but they're about £10 for 5 or something like that. So I just make my own with some double-sided tape, thin double-sided tape, which I got from eBay. Like that. That's it there. I think it's about 1 centimetre wide, I'm not too sure. And as you can see, there's a brand new screen just been made up there now. I've just taken this one off, hold on. This is one I've just removed. There you go. And as you can see, exactly the same. Apart from you can't see through that one, look. It only took about 2-3 minutes to do. And as you can probably see there, that's it without the glass on, but look, you want to wipe the inside and the outside of the glass good visibility. It's really good. I'm going to work on my extraction. I'm going to get a bit better extraction still than this shop vac which I've got here, and my cyclone dust collector there, as you can probably see. So all I do then is I pull off the face of the double-sided tape on all 4 edges. Do make sure that it don't curl up on itself. It'd be a bleeding nuisance if it does that. And also make sure it's clean on the inside. Can be a bit tricky, this. Right, and all I do is hold it in there, and the first bit is critical. If you don't get the first bit on right, it'll pack her up like that. And then you just roll it on like that. There we go. And then run your fingers around the edge. I used to clean off the sticky bits, but it's really hard to reach to the end of the sandblasting cabinet down that end. But now I wish I would have, because there's all dust down there and the end bit ain't sticking, so I should have wiped that first. I'll soon remedy that. Should go around it all with some panel wipe or something first. What a fool I am. But I wish I had a bit of a better design to gain access. I've always toyed with the idea of that's it, see it's stuck now. That's it. There we go, perfect. Making this lid so that it lifts up from here, that would make it a lot easier as well. I may even do that in the near future, but again, finding the time to do that sort of thing. So then, once you wipe down your glass, you're able to look inside your sandblasting cabinet, and once you get a bit of decent light in there, you've got good visibility. There you go, that's what I do.